What's up, everybody? It's JMac Boogie. I have a Prank Kids deck profile for you today. I am getting back to Yu-Gi-Oh! After taking a little bit of a break, kind of focusing on Pokemon and some sports cards. Just waiting for that ban list to come out to see what happens. I was playing Drytrons for quite some time, so super bummed out that Union Carrier and Cyber Angel Ben 10 got hit. So I've been trying to focus on like what new deck I should take into the next format. The format's still very new. Doesn't really seem like a meta has been figured out besides like Eldritch and Tri-Brigade and some of the stuff you expected. But I've spent some time trying to learn Prank Kids. This is probably the most complex deck I've tried to learn. And so far I've enjoyed it. So, bear with me though when I go through it. Still learning, and I'm completely open to any ideas you guys have. I'm not going to be playing like the Mystic Mind variant or anything like that. I still want to keep my deck to, my play style. So nothing degenerate here. But you guys have probably seen this before if you've been watching other Prank Kid deck profile videos. But you got 3 of every kind for each Prank Kid, which is pretty normal. Nothing too crazy here. Lampsies burns you for 500 when link summoned, and when he is used for a fusion or link summon, you can special summon another one of these Prank Kids out. So that's how they all work. They all have that effect, and then they all have like separate effects. So when Dropsies gets link summoned or fusion summoned using it, you can gain 1,000 life points. So these two are very helpful. I like to see these two the most. Fansies acts as a foolish burial, so you get to send any card, not just a monster, to the graveyard. And then Roxy's allows you to banish a card from your hand and then draw a card. So Roxy's is the 4th option here because you can't use it to go into Battle Butler, so you're not usually using it to go in Pandemonium. But all of these cards are 1-card combo starters. Great to see. Dropsies is the one you're going to want to use with Fansies and get into your graveyard. We try to make Totally Awesome this deck, so this is probably the card you're going to want to see the most of. But yeah, pretty standard stuff there. I've seen some people use Roxy's at 1 or 2. And since those are all my normal summon monsters, and those are pretty much the only monsters in this deck besides the other hand traps, I want to play 12 of them. So we're going to go straight into the hand traps. This is just a Prank Kid hand trap variant, heavy on the hand trap, just stopping your opponent and then building your Battle Butler. So hand traps right here. Probably don't need DD Crow with Drytron being faded out, but we can switch out for anything. Nibiru is always great, and then Ash Blossom is just perfect for pretty much any format right now. And that pretty much does it for the monsters. For the spells, for the Prank Kids spells, we have 2 Prank Kids plays, 2 Prank Kids Pandemonium, and then 1 Prank Kids Prank. So place allows you to search a card, search a Prank Kids monster. And then when you fusion or link summon, you can either gain 500 attack or have your opponent lose 500 attack. And this is used to pretty much chain block your opponent from ashing your Prank Kids monster. So just make sure you do this second, chain 2, and you'll be good to go. I only run 2 of them. 3 is a little bricky because you can only use it once per turn. And since we run so many of the Prank Kids monsters, we have 12 of them, you're going to see one, what's the odds on that? Like 27% of the time on your starting hand. So don't need more than 2, I think. Pandemonium's cool. It's a quick play fusion spell. Allows you to fusion summon your Prank Kids monsters. This is a card you usually want to search with Prank Kids Doodle Doo. And then Prank Kids Prank is a good recursion card. Also allows you to discard a card and special summon a Prank Kids token. Very rarely use that, but it does come up in some scenarios. But this is a great tool to just get cards from your graveyard back into your deck, and then you get draw a card. So great recursion card there. It's good if you get into a grind game. Definitely recommend playing 1. And I wouldn't change anything about this spell lineup, to be honest with you. Now for the other spells, we got 2 Triple Tactics. Use this just because if we do get Ash Blossom and we don't have anything to chain block with, then these 2 cards are great for punishing your opponent. So I only have 2, that's why I only run 2. Probably more of a side deck card, but that's okay. So the fusion spells we have here, it's kind of funky. Let me know if you guys think this should be changed. I've seen some with like 3 polymerizations and 1 plant and no fusion. I definitely think instant fusion needs to stay. Instant fusion allows you to special summon Rocket Ride right away. If you see this card, you're going to go full combo and you're going to have a great board. So that has to stay. Recycling Plant allows you to get polymerization back. And then Thunder Dragon Fusion is kind of like Prank Kids Pranks, just some recursion, and then you get your fusion summon monster out. You can use this on monsters in your banish zone or your graveyard. But yeah, that's all the fusion plays there. That's definitely up for debate. I've seen so many different variants of this, but so far it's been good for me. Some random one-offs here. I have Monster Reborn, Twin Twisters, and Upstart. Monster Reborn just helps if I need to, get some recursion back, get some of these monsters back. Twin Twisters I like using just because we tend to go first, and if they start setting things, Twin Twisters is fine. Definitely you can side this out if they're not playing back row. But there's not a lot of back row removal in this deck, so it's safe to have something in there. And then Upstart, we basically playing 39 cards. Struggled to kind of fill the deck, to be honest with you. Once I finished the 12 Prank Kids and the hand traps, I was like, what else are we going to do here? Infinite Permanence is something we play. I know this isn't being used a lot right now, but with the new format coming out, I think this card's going to make a little bit of a comeback. So 3 Impermanence. We got 2. There can be only 1. This card is so good in this deck. I just love this card in general. If you guys have seen my my mutant deck profile, I use it there. I do pretty well with mutants, which is hilarious, and it's mostly because of this card. Anytime you can use this card in a deck, you should. There should honestly be 3 of, and I will probably take out the next card that you see and put 3 of these in here. And that card I was talking about was Skill Drain. So Skill Drain's in there because your effect monsters activate pretty much in the graveyard, and then you get a special summon, so you can still work around Skill Drain and Mystic Mind. I don't personally prefer it, though. It doesn't stop my opponents enough. I have enough hand traps to stop them. So this might get cut for another. There can be only 1. And then we have Prank Kids Plan, which is something that you don't really have to run if you don't want to, but I pitch it with Fansies. Yeah, it's just a pretty normal trap. When your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, shuffle any number of Prank Kids cards from your deck, from a graveyard into deck, and if you do that, attacking monster loses attack 100 attack for each card shuffled. So something different, but just something that would kind of fill the deck up. Going into the extra deck, we have 2 Prank Kids Meow Meow. This card's great. It makes the deck more consistent. Link 1s are perfect for this. You go Link 1 to this, you get your Prank Kids monster effects, you get special summon other Prank Kids, and then you go Link 2, and then on your opponent's turn, instead of tributing off your Battle Butler or something, or your Bow Wow Bark, you tribute this, you banish this instead. So yeah, pretty great. You definitely need 2 of. I would even recommend running 3 of if you can. Doodle Doo is likely the Link 2 you'll be going into on your turn all the time. It can search a Prank Kids card, so I usually search Pandemonium with this. And then you contribute it and add 2 Prank Kid monsters back to your hand. So not bad there. Definitely a card you need. Bow Wow Bark at 2 as well. We're basically running 2 of everything for Prank Kids, but this is not a bad card to end on your turn. If you tribute it, your monsters can't be destroyed. Your Prank Kids monsters can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects this turn, so very nice. Just add some protection, something you kind of want to end on your end board. And then if you tribute it, you can always get rid of Meow Meow instead and keep him on the board. He's still a 2,000 attack, pretty great. But yeah, definitely go with Bow Wow Bark a lot. The other one we run that I see most people have in their side deck instead is Rip Roaring Roaster. It's a Link 4, 2+ Prank Kids monsters, 3,000 attack, which is nice. But if you tribute it, you destroy all spell traps your opponent's control, which is good, but you're also losing a Link 4 monster that you spent all this time getting up to. So nice reward, but I don't know if it's really worth it. It only comes up a few times. As for the Fusion Prank Kids, we have 2 Rocket Rides and 1 Weather Washer. I don't really go on the Weather Washer much. I don't think I'm using it correctly. I always go on the Rocket Ride. Rocket Ride's great. Basically, with these fusion summons, if you tribute them, you get a special summon your Prank Kids monsters instead of adding them back to your hand like what the Link cards do. So very nice. They both work with instant fusion. I believe this is on your opponent's turn. Yeah, it makes your Prank Kids monsters unaffected. They can't be destroyed by battle, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of like Bow Wow Bark, but a little bit different. Bow Wow Bark's card effects, Weather Washer is battle. And then Rocket Ride's cool because it can chain block by losing 1,000 attack this turn, so it can attack directly too. So that comes up sometimes, but you're mainly using this to special summon Prank Kids monsters and kind of get into Toad. Okay, moving on. We have 2 Battle Butlers. I love this card. I had no idea this card existed. I really didn't know anything about this deck, and Battle Butler is just amazing. He requires Lampsies, Fansies, and Dropsies, so the big 3 there. And if you go into this, you can quick effect tribute this card and basically Raigeki your opponent's field. You use this, banish Meow Meow instead, and then you can use it again. So you basically get 2 Raigeki in eruptions. He's just incredible. I try to end on this card as much as can. This is the boss monster. I don't really care what anyone else says. Definitely gotta run 2 of these. So that's wraps it up for the Prank Kids monsters. Finishing off the links, we have a Nightmare Phoenix. Just in case we can't go on the Rip Roaring Roaster or we don't see Twin Twisters, we'll go on the Phoenix, pop a spell trap, and then Boral Sword is a card that we can go into a few times and just kind of finish off our opponent there. So definitely use Boral Sword a lot more than I thought I would when building this deck. And the last card we have is Totally Awesome because Dropsies is a Aqua monster. And you can pretty easily get 2 of them out by using Doodle Doo and Rocket Ride. You can pretty much easily get these out before you get to 5 summons. And you can use Totally Awesome to stop Nibiru. So this deck is weak to Nibiru if you're not using Totally Awesome, so I highly recommend it. Some people even run 2 of this, and I think that might be something I try to do as well, but I'm pretty set on the extra deck for now. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for Prank Kids. I will post a video of me doing some online duels with this and testing it out. Still learning the deck, like I said, but lots of fun. It's a pretty cheap deck too. These guys aren't that expensive, so highly recommend it for anyone that's kind of looking into it. And thank you guys for watching.